Help warm you up this morning is a nice warm biscuit.
A biscuit with coffee. I mean, biscuits are great any time of year.
Sure. Absolutely.
Even by themselves, but they come with a lot of great stuff you can put on them, too.
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of great comments about that, too. We'll share some of those here in a little bit. But I think, are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
I got to roll my sleeve up because we're going to get things a little messy here.
Okay.
This is the State Fair biscuit recipe, the Mississippi State Fair. If you've ever been to the State Fair, you know what I'm talking about. The biscuit booth, there's a group of ladies who runs that every year, and they make biscuits by hand, and they do thousands of them, passing
Tons
out,
of them, huh?
and they're free. This here is going to be a way you can make it at home and enjoy those State Fair biscuit recipes. What I've got is I've got a flour sifter right here, and inside of it, I've got 2 cups of flour. So it works like this. You see when I turn the handle? What it does is when you sift the flour, it's going to add a lot of air to it in there, and that's going to make it more light and fluffy.
Now, did you design this yourself?
Say it again?
Did you design this yourself?
No, you can get a flour sifter at most stores.
Okay, gotcha. I was just checking
This
to make
actually,
sure.
You're a scientist after all.
Yeah. You know, we get stuff on the internet, that's all. So I got this flour sifted in there, and 2 cups of it in this bowl. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Crisco. And by the way, I want to mention this flour is also self-rising flour. You can get Kroger self-rising, so you don't have to add any yeast or anything like that into it. I'm going to take a dollop of Crisco, about an egg-sized shape on a spoon. And then really, we talk about how sciencey it is. That's not very sciencey, but
Not exact.
you got to eyeball it. Biscuit recipe is you know, it's a science.
You need a spoonful of that?
It's an art, yeah, a spoonful.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is
Maybe not
I'm going to mix that Crisco in here with my fingers, and I'm going to get it to where I don't feel any of that Crisco in the flour. I want it to be mixed in evenly and throughout. So once I get that all mixed in there, it'll take a little time. You get a little messy, but you can have some fun with it.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of, one of the secrets that the ladies told me down there, you got to have a lot of love when it comes to biscuit making. You got to love it and care for
Hot
it.
to it.
Yeah,
Here's
you know.
a good biscuit.
Maybe not quite like that, but you know.
Okay.
Love it any way
we want
you
to be
can.
very light with that and mix that in pretty well. Once I've got that mixed in pretty well, then I'm going to create a bowl, a little bowl inside of it, a little place where I can pour in my buttermilk.
Okay.
Now I use whole buttermilk, and you can get that at Kroger or any grocery store. You can see, you make sure you get the whole buttermilk because it's got the extra cream in there. And I'm going to fill that bowl up in the middle there, so I see that buttermilk pouring.
So you made some space for it.
And again, it got a little lake of buttermilk in the middle of my flour mixture. I want to say there's not really an exact amount because what we're looking for is the correct consistency of my flour mixture here. And so as I mix that in, it's going to get to the point where it's not wet, but it's not crumbly. It's
So
got
you're
to be
feeling
right
for
about
it.
where it is. And so I'll probably have to add some more buttermilk in here. So,
Gotcha. And while he's doing that, can we bring back the sunrise question of the day, which also has to do with biscuits?
We're asking, what do you like to put on your biscuit?
Yeah,
And we've got some people weighing in. Jacob, I'll read the comments while you stir in that buttermilk. Eugenia Clark Hughes says jelly, any kind, gravy, sausage, syrup. She has more, but we're going to go to the next comment. Shone Pitts, ham, cheese, sausage, eggs, peppers, butter. Any on top of with gravy, she says.
Nice.
Charlene Goodwin, it would be easier for me to tell you what I don't like. Everything is good on a biscuit.
It seems like they're all in agreement as far as more is better, it looks like. I'm apparently not putting enough on my biscuit. Usually I just either do like butter, maybe some jelly. I really do like chicken biscuits
you
too.
get chicken biscuits, don't you?
amazing.
Right?
Every morning I get one, as
Every
a matter
morning,
of fact.
right.
But I didn't realize you could put all that other stuff. Honey in a chicken biscuit might not be bad.
Honey,
yeah.
I got some honey here. We got some stuff that we're going to try later on. So
Nice.
now my dough's, you can see in the bowl here, it's still a little bit wet. I'll probably have to, or a little bit dry. I'll have to add a little bit more into it moving forth here, and that's something we'll do. But I think what we'll do later is we've got a tray of biscuits already done. I'll show you what I do to cut it and how we prepare them, and we'll talk about baking it, and then we'll get to eat some biscuits too. Sound good?
That's
Looking
my
forward
favorite
to
part.
that. All right. Keep telling us how you feel about that sunrise question. We've got more sunrise coming up after the break. Welcome back to Sunrise. We are continuing to make biscuits this morning for this Cooking Friday. Jacob,
Mississippi State Fair biscuits.
absolutely. Where are we at in the process?
So we've got the dough done where it is. I'm going to hold that up here for Ashley to peek at. The dough, you want it to be where it's moist but not sticky, but not dry where it's crumbly. And so it's about the right consistency there. And then I'm going to dump it on a floured surface. See how nice that comes out there?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use this roller here to get it to the right thickness. And it's going to roll really nicely there, you can see. And maybe about an inch and a half thick. You can go thicker or thinner depending on how you want your biscuits. But I think the best way is to have a nice thick biscuit there. Now, the thing is once I've got it out there, if I need to put a little flour on it, that's fine, but don't go with too much. I'm going to use this mason jar here with the wide mouth lid, and that's going to be how I cut my biscuits.
Clever.
And stick it on there. And then there's one of those biscuits that goes in a pan. You'll put it in a pan with Crisco wiped on the bottom of it. And then cook it at about 425, about 10 to 15 minutes. But you're going to watch it because it's going to go from this right here it's going to become this biscuit right here. So see where we're looking for it?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're looking
so it's
for
gonna fluff up.
Yeah, it's going to rise with that self-rising flour, and then the top starts to brown. That's when you know it'll be done.
Oh, yeah.
When I cut the inside open, I can just break this apart here, and look how fluffy it looks on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice.
Ooh la la.
Perfect biscuit here. We want to eat some, don't we?
Oh, absolutely.
do.
You're making us hungry. Now say that again. How did you know by on the top that it was done?
When the top starts to brown, that's what we're looking for. On this. So I get that brown in the top there. You'll notice they rise, and then finally the top will start to brown. And it'll happen pretty quick. You want to keep your eyes on it. This isn't something where you put it in, walk away, because you can go from underdone to overdone really quickly.
Keep your eye on it.
Absolutely. So we want to cut some real quick and get some.
Absolutely. You want to
All
give
right.
it a shot?
What do y'all want? I got some strawberry jam. Mama Dickey made some here. I got some butter.
Okay.
Put a little bit of butter on one.
Yeah, go for it.
There you are. And maybe a little jam on it too. Renee, you want some jam?
Yeah.
So you can serve it with that. I've also got some recipes I've been trying and experimenting with. How about we do that? We'll put a little jam on there and cut this in half for y'all to sample. I got some recipes with some gravy, some chocolate gravy, and whatnot.
you.
This jam, Mama Dickey makes a fine jam out there.
It looks really good.
Oh.
Good classic Southern
like
biscuit,
it.
isn't it? The taste of State Fair.
That is tasty. And explain where you got this recipe from.
Yeah, so the State Fair in Mississippi, if you go down there in Jackson during the fall, there's a biscuit booth there. And I actually got to work at it, but I didn't get the recipe. I kind of watch and share and whatnot. There's a group of ladies that makes them. And this is as close as I've gotten to making it taste like that here. And so that's something that I'm excited. I love these biscuits. I'm going to be 50 pounds heavier eating these all winter long to say one.
I've been excited about them all morning long. They are delicious. You did a great job, Jacob.
Perfect. All right, we're going to do the weather real quick, right? We got to squeeze that in.